Just preparing the stream. I haven't started recording yet. Okay, we are live. And I'm going to get rid of that. All right. Sorry, I'm gonna try to get this right. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start the recording. Oh, I'm trying to get off of YouTube. Hold on a second. Go back to that. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna start the recording. All right. So we are live. And I just wanted to say thank you, everyone, for joining.
Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
You probably want to put your thing on mute. If you are listening to it on YouTube live, please put your speaker sound off, because then we probably can hear it if you're not on mute. So okay. So again, thanks everybody for joining. Happy New Year. This is 2021, and 2020 was such a challenging but full of opportunities as well last year. I have some wonderful ladies here. We're going to kick off this I Vote for Me that I started last year, but we're going to continue voting for ourselves. This is for women that are over 50. We're trying to help women to start caring for themselves. And we're going to take a look at how we made it through 2020. So I have some of my wonderful friends that I gave them some nicknames. I'm going to start with Bridget Leos, and she's a health coach as well as a fitness coach, and she's damned into nutrition and everything. So I'm calling her my, what do I call it, healthologist for today, healthologist. And thank you so much, Bridget, for joining us today. I'm looking forward to working with you throughout this year. Next, we have Claudia Hines, and Claudia is another dear friend, and she is always out in nature. In her Instagram and everything. She's out in nature. She's either making some foot bath stuff like homemade with herbs and things like that, and also into fitness. And so I'm going to give her the nickname of the herbologist. She's our herbologist for today. Excuse me. And we're looking forward to working together as well on a show, a little talk show that we're hoping to kick off called Positivity. So we're going to try to get that started sometime this year, early this year as well. And then myself, your host, Sherry Quincy Burden, also a health coach and just an inspirationalist. That's going to be my nickname for today. Just I'm here to inspire people. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you want to share, this is going to be on YouTube, Queen She Visions. So you can, if you're watching the replay, just go ahead and you can share this on your Facebook account. I'm still learning all this technology, so I didn't want to take a chance and share it on Facebook right away. But if hopefully one of my counterparts here is sharing it on their Facebook page. But this will be available on Facebook as well as all the other social medias. We'll put some links and everything so you can watch the replay. Please feel free to comment on this at any time. One of us will try to respond back to you, get back to you and try to respond, but we're here to help and support all women. This has just been a very interesting year. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the beginning of last year. As you all look back, I know last year around this time, I was in the process of coronavirus, none of that existed, right? So I was like, okay, I'm getting ready to move. I'm relocating to a new state. I'm gonna get closer to my mom so I can spend more time with my mom. And that's where my state of mind was I was just getting ready to move, relocate, and really make a big change in my life and get somewhere a little bit more peaceful. So where were you all at? Like last year, what were you thinking the year was going to be like?
Well, for me, I was thinking, number one, it was going to be my next chapter because it was my year 50. So it was 50 years, my birthday. And with that, when I say my new chapter, because all of my children were to the point where they were either had graduated, moved out, or the last one was getting ready to graduate. So it was fully taking my life back. And that is taking care of me, moving to my next chapter is what it was all about.
And when's your birthday again, Claudia?
My birthday is Wednesday, January 6th.
That's right, January 6th, Capricorn in the house, just like my boys. And some of the men I dated, yes, few of them. Yes, and Capricorns are known to just be like in nature, right?
Yeah,
loving nature.
Yeah,
healthy people.
Awesome.
Yeah. And this is just a conversation, everybody. So just jump in, Bridge. I mean, if you all want to throw out some questions, that's cool too.
Oh yeah, no, I feel you, because that's where I'm going. I'm going. I'm about to turn 50 in February 10th. So again, that's like my next chapter, and I'm so ready for it. And going back to your question, where was I last year at this time? Last year, as I transitioned my life by losing over 100 pounds. So, starting my own business in health and wellness. So this time last year, I was just now getting over that hump of that confidence of, helping women. And I was just getting started of having personal training. I had clients going to people's home, doing personal training. I started to go out to libraries and community to start, workshops. And then COVID happened. So right when I was in the midst of I was feeling good about myself and getting myself being seen and heard. Yeah. Everything went back to shut down.
And Bridget, with you, I know I can only imagine how that felt, because I remember like maybe a year before that, you went through not just the health coach certification, like I got the health coach certification, but you went and you got your life coach. You went for more training with nutrition or all this other stuff. Like you really, really spent a lot of time like educating yourself and learning. And like you said, building up that self-confidence and self-esteem to kind of like say, okay, I'm getting ready to start my own business and do this thing. And then COVID, like workshops was out the picture. And that was one of the things I was thinking about too, was workshops. And even when I talked to Claudia, I remember talking to Claudia before I moved to North Carolina. It was like, I want us to, like, we'll get together and we'll host these events with, ladies and stuff like that. I was looking forward to all that too. And then the Corona, the Black Lives Matter. I mean, it's just, yeah. So before we get into the Corona and everything, I'm going to share a little video, a real quick little something that I put together. I know you all participated. You all have been a lot of support in the I Vote For Me, and truly believe in just taking care of yourselves first. So I'm just going to share just a little something that I just put together to kind of capture some of the things that happened last year, as well as just so people can get to know you all just a little bit more, just a little bit. Okay. So let me go ahead and share. We will watch this. It's a short video.
My name is Bridget, and I vote for me.
My name is Bridget, and I have been overweight for over 30 years and fighting the battle of all these roller coaster dieting that never worked. In going through my weight loss journey, I have lost over 80 pounds, and I am now feeling and living the best life ever with so much energy and joy. And in results, I help busy women in their 40s to lose weight without starving themselves, which will impact them in experiencing a whole new level of strength, beauty, and confidence, and having the energy to create the lifestyle that they want. Do you know any women in their 40s?
I am Claudia Hines from Durham, North Carolina, and I vote for me. After many years of tears, pain, self-doubt, being lost, and having my kindness taken for weakness, I stood up for me. I believe in me. My life matters, and I found the greatest love of all inside of me.
I vote for me means caring for myself before I can care for others. I vote for me means to always seek wisdom. I vote for me means to not do things that I don't want to do out of guilt. I vote for me means to love myself. And when I love myself, I will take care of myself. All right, all right. So I hope you all enjoyed that. So as we talked about the coronavirus, exactly, I know me with the coronavirus, it impacted me two major areas, right? I was planning on moving home, moving back closer to my mom, who's in a group home, and all the rules applied. The day that I moved, the day that I got here, it was like the office was shut down. They forgot I was moving in. Everything had shut down in Raleigh, North Carolina. And so that was one big impact. I didn't even realize how much it really was affecting me mentally until the holidays rolled around. But I wasn't able to do the things that I came down here to do with my mom. I couldn't take her anywhere. She couldn't come stay with me, so those type of things was getting to me. And then the second thing that creeped up on me that I wasn't aware of was weight gain. I heard people talking about it the first 4 or 5 months. They were just talking about, oh yeah, the COVID, weight gain, the COVID got to you. And I'm just like, no, I'm good. The first 4 or 5 months, I was good. I was doing my thing. I was busy. And, but working from home, you're putting on sweats, you're putting on your leggings, you're just putting on loose clothing, maybe just the top, nothing at the bottom, nobody know, right? You go on video. And it's like, and then as time went on, I think right around the holidays, I was like, okay, let me do a detox or something like that. Did a little detox for a few days. It's like, okay. And then I got on the scale when I had to go to a dentist appointment. And I was like, what? Couldn't believe it. Like I had put on almost 15 pounds, and then the little critter brain started getting to me like, you a health coach and you done gained this weight, and you can't be telling somebody else how to take care of themselves and you didn't take care of yourself. So have any of you, what other impacts did the coronavirus do to you? And how did you, and then we'll talk about how we got through it. But just talk about some of the impact of the coronavirus.
Well, Claudia, I don't know if you wanted to.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, you know what, Sherry, actually for me is a little different. It didn't impact me as much. The only thing that really impacted me was really connection with people. Right before COVID, I actually took a year off for myself because as you know, my whole entire life, I was a workaholic. So I was on go. And so I took that time to take a year off for self-care. And COVID honestly just gave me more time Because, you know, we as people, we always, our excuse, quote unquote, is we don't have enough time to work on our nutrition, to weight loss, our health, you know, spending time with friends and family. Time is always an issue.
Mhm.
And so the impact with COVID for me was really more time for me.
Wow. So that was the benefit. It kind of,
It was a benefit.
so it was really an opportunity for you. And Bridget, you used to use the mixologist as well.
Yeah, I'm
You the
bartending, so,
mixologist,
you know,
bartender, and
so you know that life, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And so
yeah,
we
that
had to
life,
go.
right? So, oh my goodness. So that's interesting that it was something, you know, positive for you. You
'Cause I
know,
was used to it. You know, does it make sense? I was already used to
Right.
stepping back from everything, stepping back and focusing on me. And COVID just gave me more time because, again, I was about to get back on, going back to, you know, working, doing my health and fitness, you know, workshops and everything. And what was going to happen? I was about to be on a go even more.
keep going.
But COVID just actually helped me to spend more time to find my truth. Like, who am I? What is it that I want? So honestly, you know, despite with everything that's going on, losing so many people to this, but it is also an opportunity. And I hope that people out there are taking this time to really take care of their health, their immune system, get stronger, do everything that you didn't have the time to do.
Right.
Yeah.
That you didn't have the time to do. It really make time for those things. We make time for getting up, going to work, punching a clock for someone else. We make time for going to the mall. We make time for those other things. Number one, you need to make time for self before I can make time for you. And that's why I say, and I can use this little cup as an example. What I do every single day is to fill this cup up. What's inside this cup is for me, and I want it to overflow. And that overflow I share with you, and you.
Yes, exactly.
So
But,
go ahead, Bridget.
yeah, no, you're, you know, just referring to what Claudia's saying. But we as women, I believe, we're always trying to, you know, give so much that we're already on the empty, and we're still giving, and we don't stop to refill our cup back up.
So it sounds like we can all, I think we've all noticed that the coronavirus, actually, the good that came out of it is giving us more time to focus on ourselves. So since we have more time to focus on ourselves, then what is it that, I guess, what are some things that you learn about yourself because you had that time? Like for myself, I would say I didn't really learn a lot until after that 4 or 5 months or something. And I think that's when I probably turned toward more not working out as much, and it became like an internal issue to me. Like it started affecting me like after 4 or 5 months. Like I was busy and doing things I want to do and thought things was great, but then it hit me. And I think what I had to do is, once I realized that, the thing that I learned is that I learned how important it was for me to be connected with people. You know, I think that's the thing that I learned, is that I do need connection. You know, I need physical connection. I remember some days it was, you know, when I had people, I realized that the reason I was probably ordering food more than I did before is because I wanted even just to have someone like at the door. At least that was a person, a connection that I could just, you know, I would go run to the door, go, okay, thank you. You know, to me, that was like a connection with somebody. And it was like I needed that. So how did you all deal with the not being able to connect with people?
Oh, for me, I miss it. I mean, I don't think we're human. We as humans, we need that connection. We need human connection, touch. You know what I'm saying? Conversation, just anything. Being surrounded by people.
So how do you deal with that? How do you Cause I'm still like,
Well,
I gotta stop ordering out. I gotta stop that. I already stopped. Keep gaining weight.
Well, with mine, I work in the health industry, so I work with people. So my jobs, I never stop. But what I had to do was fine tune, meaning I only have the people that I work with are the only people that I'm in contact with, because these people have disabilities, and me being their caretakers or doing what I do, I have to stay at home and do the things that I'm supposed to do. And it impacted me as well. With, like I said, I mean, I went Tuesday, Thursday for the last 6 years. I would go to a cycle class at the gym. So that was a big adjustment. I continued everything else. So what I ended up doing to entertain myself, from like, I had my schedule, I tweaked, I can say I fine-tuned my schedule, where I made in my house, I made my rooms that day at the gym where I couldn't go. Like, I have I had 3 different gyms that I go to. So if Monday was me going to the Y, my spare bedroom would be the Y. That day I would be doing HIIT, I'd be doing high intensity interval training. Then the next day I may be going to my gym here at my community. And with that, I would pretend that me and a friend that were working out outside. So I would work out outside and say, that's outside for that day. Then going to Fitness Connection, I do yoga there. And I say, okay, my living room on Wednesday would be Fitness Connection, where I'm doing yoga. So that's what I had to do to make it a variety. Every day that I work out, I make it that gym, where I make it my normal routine and make it fun. So that was kind of an adjustment. I still miss my cycle, because my people, I mean, that was my team for, like I said, the last 5 or 6 years. So instead of doing cycle, I do go to my other gym and do cycle a little bit, but I've started running more. So when I run, I actually can see people on the trail. I can see people in the neighborhood.
I got you.
So I just fine tune it.
That's true. And I think when you talk about the nature, I think that was my escape during it. And I think that's why in the summer months, I didn't have a big issue, because that was my outing too. Like, I would go to the park. Like, I would go to the park and do my walking. I would go to the park and exercise with my, iPad or something like that. And I would go out there to even read or, create some videos or take pictures. You know what I'm saying? I like to do photography. So I think now that I'm thinking back over last year, that, I had all of those little things to get out. But then in the winter, when it started getting cooler, that's when I think the lockdown felt like a lockdown to me. It didn't feel like a lockdown, because I'm an only child too. So I'm okay with being by myself, I'm okay. But I think it was just that freedom. Now that I wanted to do something, it was like the freedom was taken away. Like, I didn't have the freedom that I took for granted, going to the movies every Saturday. That was my outing by myself, just to go to the movies. And now I couldn't do that. And I think mentally it was definitely getting to me in some kind of way. And my body and my mind was craving or eating or nibbling or whatever it was. But I know that that's when probably I started eating more, is because I felt just like trapped. So I don't know. It's just, and I think with women, especially single women, that it is, I just think it's kind of challenging, to be by yourself. And then when the holidays rolled around, it made it even a little tougher, where you couldn't escape to your friends or your family or a party or anything. It's like you are by yourself, So I don't know, when your kids were gone, did they come back over the holidays, Claudia, or?
When I would allow them to, yeah. I mean, because I have one that's out in the community a lot, and it's like, no, stay where you are because I have to take care of.
Yeah,
other
you're like a first line responder, basically. You're
Yeah,
just like the
so-
nurses and care providers.
So that right there, so I have to be very careful of that. Then I have one, yes, he comes home. I mean, he just got him a new job, so he's not here. So he's one that I know he keeps to himself. So, okay, I saw him. But when I see them is pretty much when I'm off, when I'm not going to be around my clients, you know. So you gotta pick and choose those times. And it's, you know, and like I said, they don't necessarily need mom right now. You know, they're doing their thing, and I'm glad, and I want them to spread their wings. So it's kind of like, you know, we FaceTime. It's more of FaceTiming, and you know, they know they need me, and that came in handy. It works right along with what we were saying of, you know, you do miss your friends and everything, but when you get to that big number, we say 50, that is the time for us to kind of to go within. And that's what this, you know, we feel that our freedom is taken away, but really it's not. Really, it's what you do. It's what I say is what counts is what you do in that 24 hours that you are given. You know, and that's what I say. And that's when we go back to making time. We make time to do this. We make time to do that. You need to make time for self. And as long as you're happy, then that's all that counts at the end of the day. Because you're the only you that you have. Instead of trying to make this person happy, trying to make that person happy, it's like, I got to make myself happy first.
Is that a bird in the back?
Yeah, I have two birds.
Okay. I was like, Zoom
I did-
acting up. There's big
I heard
bird
chirping too.
That's part of, see, and that's another thing. That's a part of it. They're a part of my meditation, a part of going
But at
within.
least you got somebody there. If I had some birds, I might be good.
Yep. But you know what? And just like you said, Claudia, it's all about the possibility. Like for me, COVID just opened it up so much because, you know, I needed people. And so I didn't use COVID as, okay, it's a lockdown. So I looked for ways to communicate and to engage with people. So one of the things I did, I went to churches to see what can I do to volunteer. So I'm consistent volunteering. You know, obviously safety is the first, you know, rule, but it's still connection, talking to people, even helping people. It makes me feel good. You know, I'm doing a lot of nature walks, even now. And with me, I made it a consistent at a certain time that, believe it or not, I met so many people because now they say, oh, you come here every day. So you start a little small conversation. Oh,
good idea.
I met a handful of people.
Yes.
Just through walking in my community that I didn't even know it existed.
It's perfect.
Wow.
And you know
and
what?
Now we're Facebook friends. We,
Yes.
you know, we see
That's
each other.
nice. Yeah.
We look forward that on I walk. Hey, am I going to see, you know what I'm saying? Lilia.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's a good idea.
You know what you just said? That's funny. My gym friends that I went to the Y with, we're all in the same community. And we walk on the American Tobacco Trail that goes all through Durham. And what happens is we're not in the gym anymore, but guess what? We're on the trail now and we see each other. It's like I can't see you in the gym, but I will see you on the trail tomorrow. So
and that still makes you feel good, right? So it's all about like you said, like doing things that make you feel good. So that's really good.
And make time for that. What I was going to say to you, Sherry, like you said, you know, you were doing it during the summer. Well, no excuses. What is your excuse for not getting out now? Just the cold? Nope, that's not an excuse.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, the cold is my excuse. and you know, and I'm glad we talking about it, because I'm gonna be honest. Yes, the cold is my excuse. I'm not gonna be one of those people that go running in the rain, walking in the rain. I see people out there. That's just not. I don't want to do that. Doesn't make me feel good. And so I think there's other. I think what it is that we have to look for other other opportunities and other things, because one thing that may work for you is not the thing for me. We're two different spirits, two different people. So I have to figure out what it is that works for me. So
And-
mhm.
That's what I say. We all need nature. We all need sunlight. That's what we feed off of.
Mhm.
And that's what I say, when people do say that, because it is cold, yeah, not every single day of the
No.
winter is cold.
Yeah.
We have
Right.
we have 60-degree weather days. We have 50, 60, 70 days.
Yesterday, I did go out and play. I went out to the park, and I was gonna go today, but yesterday, yes, it was 55. 55 is good. It was nice. Matter of fact, when I got out there, I had to take off my sweatshirt, and
Yep.
I just went out there and I did yoga, and I
Yep.
found a nice little spot
Mhm.
that had like a little, I think it's like a little stage, but it was a real small stage, but it was kind of hidden by the water, which I love being by the water. So when I went out there, I found this little spot, and I actually went out there and I did I did some yoga, and I also did some stretches. And then it's about a mile walk to the spot and then a mile walk back
Perfect.
to my car. So that was definitely going out in nature is like that is my go-to. I always find a message out there.
Yep.
Yesterday I found I brought home like this big leaf. It was like the leaf was about as long as my foot. It was like, yeah, about 12 inches long. It was like a big leaf. And I said, okay, I'm going to get this leaf. I'm going to put it in a frame. And what I'm going to do is what I normally do every time I see a sign out in nature when I do go, is I always research it
I was gonna say I have a
and get the symbols. So I'm going to be researching and learning more about leaves and the whole thing behind it, because I know it's a symbol for
It's
me.
Mother Earth, what we are connected. Yeah,
Mhm.
they're around us every single day. And be mindful of the animals that you see too, because
Oh, yeah, symbols.
they
Yeah,
are.
symbols. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I
You know-
always stop, and whatever I was thinking about or whatever my next move is or whatever, and I stop and pause and say, okay. And I thank the universe for sending me that message.
Mm-hmm.
Because the majority of the time we walk right past it. It's
Oh
the
yeah,
small things.
we're not being present, as Bridget mentioned in our trying to prepare for this. Be present.
Yeah, the small
Mhm.
things that count, and that's what we say about going within.
Yeah. Have you all watched? I watched 4 different Disney movies this weekend,
Mhm.
and every last one of them, it was just messages. But the one that we were just talking about being present, and you saying, Claudia, pay attention to the animals and the things like that. There was in the one called The Soul, there was a part in that movie where almost at the end, where he did start realizing, just walking out his door and stopping and looking up at the sun and
Yep.
seeing the leaves fall and taking a breath, all of that was in these movies. And I just think that, like you said, it's always symbols and messages the universe and nature is trying to speak to us, if we just stop and pay attention. But I want to know, like, what are some lessons that you learned from 2020? Like, and it could be part of even the Black Lives Matter, the election, because that was a big thing. And then of course the coronavirus, the impact from that. Like, what lessons did you learn from last year? Because I know we're always learning, right? We're in the school,
Yeah.
so we're always learning. So what are some that you learned?
You know what? Well, for me, I lost my job. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I'm one of those people that are, unemployment. Something that I learned is that I am able to survive on a low budget. You know what I'm saying? Like my income just drastically went from here to here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I realized that I could survive. And I realized that, a lot of times and I'm speaking for me, that we think that, I think that we need more and more and more. Honestly, we don't. We
Mhm,
just need so much extra stuff that is
Mhm.
unnecessary. It's not an essential.
mhm.
Right? So that's one of the things I've learned this year, during last year, is
Yeah,
that I can survive
that's a big
with
one
the
though,
bare
Bridget.
minimum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a good one because I must say that I learned that as well prior to coronavirus, but I benefited from that lesson that I learned when the corona hit because when I was in the process of moving, normally when I move into a new place, I'm like I had gotten rid of a lot of my furniture because I had planned on getting new furniture before the coronavirus, right? So when I got here, I was like, okay, you know what? I can step back and really just get what I need. So I didn't rush to get, I had my futon, I didn't get a couch or anything. I didn't rush to get that. I didn't rush to fill up all the bedrooms or the bathrooms, dining room table. I was like, oh, I don't need a dining room table. It's just me. I got a breakfast bar. So I totally agree. I feel as though from that lesson, that because we don't have so much stuff, right? We don't
Uh-huh.
have so much stuff that it just makes us feel, it made me feel like lighter, like mentally. You know what I'm saying? Not things I had to keep up with. What about you, Claudia? It seemed like you wanted to say something.
Well, so kind of off of what Bridget said, less is more.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do, and my lesson from it was pretty much is to make adjustments
Mm-hmm.
and to fine tune the things that I was already doing. And
Mm-hmm.
when I say that, I say, the adjustments, what I had said earlier about the working out and the different things, making it mine. And then to fine tune was my nutrition and eating. When I said less is more, I began fine tuning what I was eating, where I start every month, I would research what's in season. So now I eat what's in season, and plus I would cut down. I go to the farmer's market. That's where I pretty much buy most of my stuff. And so I go now, because of COVID, I now go out twice a month, which is every 2 weeks, to purchase my food.
Mm-hmm.
So from that, I do my meal planning, I do my my juicing, my smoothies, and whatever I purchase, like right now, I have the last of what's in my refrigerator and pantry, and that's what I'm going to base my meals off of this week. And I utilize everything that I have in that 2 weeks before I go back out to the market. So I'm not wasting stuff, and also I'm not overspending. Number one, that helps me from not going out in the community with people.
Mm-hmm.
And that also helps me understand and be more mindful of what I'm eating and being useful. Everything that I purchase is useful, and it's for me. And like we said, we cook, we do everything for everybody else. And that's a fine tune for me, learning to feed myself out of love with the food that I cook and I prepare. And it didn't change anything where we say about eating out too. That's another thing. We'll go on that. I used to eat out maybe once, like on Fridays with my daughter and my grandson.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. I pretty much, maybe once or twice, I've gotten takeout with her,
Mm-hmm.
but I make my take out take in. So I make fries now. I make my own burgers if I was gonna go out, So I make it whatever I was gonna eat out.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like you're preparing. I think it's the preparation and thinking ahead.
Yeah.
And Bridget, I know you're really good at that too. So give some tips on like how do you, I guess it also is reducing the stress because I know it's a lot of women out there. They got the kids home now. Everybody's at home, and you may be wanting to try to be healthy and as well as just trying to just stay stress-free, you know?
Yeah.
So Bridget, if you could share some of the things, I know you always, you have a lot of things on Instagram where you're preparing so many unique little dishes.
But you know what? And here's the funny thing, you know, in my perspective, like what is healthy to everyone? Healthy means something different to everybody.
Yeah.
And it's all based on their environment. What do they have available, right? A lot of people may not have, you know, the farmer's market or,
True.
you know, all these fresh produce that they can get. So, you know, it's all based on what is it that they have, you know? And again, well, how do you want to feel? That's the end result. When you eat certain stuff, how do you want to feel? And to recognize and, you know, and to plan out, you know, to prepare your food according to your lifestyle. You
Yeah.
know, if you're not a vegetarian, I hear people trying to be a vegetarian or vegan, and I ask them, you know, what's the reason behind it?
Yeah,
And they
right.
say, I just want to be healthy. But guess what? You can still be healthy by eating, you know, lean beef, you know what I'm saying, grass-fed beef, you know,
Mhm.
organic, fresh
Right,
chicken and stuff.
right.
But, you know, it's based on, you know, do the research because you
Right.
don't have to go keto. So you don't have to starve yourself to be
Right.
healthy.
Yes,
You
I
know, you can
agree.
eat all the food, but it's just you're making a wiser choice by
Yeah.
the choices you make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eating in moderation and like you said, the word research. You
Mhm.
find out what foods go together. And that makes a big difference, you know.
Like
If
people are afraid of carbs, and people don't realize we need carbs is our number one, you know, macronutrient that we get energy from.
Yeah.
Right. And then
You
they
can't
wonder why they're
eliminate carbs.
tired. Right. And they wonder why they're tired. But I know one of my tricks that I do is that works for me, as long as I make it, is I do my own fruit smoothies. Like I love my veggie smoothies, and I kind of dice everything up, put all the ingredients in a Ziploc bag in advance, and put it in the freezer. So all I have to do is take it out the freezer, throw it in the blender, 3 minutes. You know, I have a healthy. I'm getting my vegetables. You know, and I do put in long hours at work sometimes. So it is very, very important for me to at least start my day out right. You know, I have to start at least my morning out right. And then normally everything else will fall in place. But I have to start. It's all about how I start my day is how my day is going to go.
Yeah.
So I think like that planning and preparing, finding out, like you said, Bridget, is realizing what food works for you and paying attention. Like the last 2 days, I don't know what's been going on, but what I'm eating, I got to do a little diary or something, check, because it's like I just got like the acid reflux. It's like when you're laying down, it just seems like it's just sitting in my chest. And I'm like, what the heck? So I'm gonna have to figure out what that is. How do you all feel about like alcohol? How does alcohol affect you?
You know, I've been a bartender for over about 25
Yeah, that's
years.
what like bartender.
And you know what? I don't drink no more. I don't even crave it.
So during the corona, so last year you didn't have anything to drink, nothing.
I mean, last year, no. I probably had
Wow.
one drink. You know, I was probably on a group call. You know what I'm saying? We were having a drink, but no, I don't. No craving for it whatsoever. My go-to is I don't know. It's hot tea. I don't know if that's old or what, but I want to be warmed up now. I just want to have
what is it?
tea.
I think it's important to talk about how, especially women, because we could use alcohol, we could use food, we could use sex, we could use just being addicted to social media, different addictions. Like, have you all realized that you doing this last year, like you had an addiction to something and you didn't realize it was an addiction just because you're in lockdown? Like you realize something, like even with me, when I just said I felt like I needed to be connected with people. I understand that, yes, we're human and we need to be connected, but I did step back and say and ask myself, what is it that I'm looking for to get out of being with other people that I feel like I'm not able to get with just myself? So I think that was a lesson that I learned, is that, okay, why am I wanting these other people in my life? Like, why do I feel like I have to be connected? What is it that I'm seeking from them? Because normally, if we're seeking stuff from other people, we don't want to be there, right? We all understand we want to be happy with ourselves, content with ourselves, and not having to find happiness in somebody else. And so I'm looking like, okay, I'm getting happiness when I see that person come to the door or whatever. So what is it that I'm missing? What is it that I have to do? And so I think that gave me an opportunity, like I need to start looking, dig a little deeper, which is another song that I got from the Disney, from the Frog and the Prince. And it's like, dig a little deeper to find out what you really need and what you really want. And so I think that was that's one of the lessons that I learned, that I did need to dig a little deeper as to why am I wanting to get this happiness from outside sources. And I'm starting to learn about that even more now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like with me, I'm single and I am missing that, meeting people or meeting my companion, right? My partner. But the question I just like with you, Sherry, I'm asking myself, is that gonna bring me happiness?
Right.
So again, I'm digging deeper inside within myself, and it's like really just looking at myself. What is it that I really want? Is this someone or something gonna make me happy?
To fill that void.
It's like, so I have to learn to appreciate what is it that I have and to be happy for what I have and who I am before I can even look for
a
that
partner,
love,
right?
that
Right,
partner.
right. Oh my God, you are like hitting it. So I'm just thinking, because that's the things that I've been learning. That is like one of the biggest things, is like really making sure, just stepping back and just having that time, back to time, having the time to really sit back and think like, oh, why am I wanting this? Why am I doing this? And then really trying, and it's all about bettering ourselves, right? To become the best versions of ourselves. But you have to step back and question things, because none of us are perfect. We're still learning. So, and that's what we're here to do. And that's what we're trying to do now, is just share, like, look, even we may seem like we may have had most of the stuff together and we're productive here, but there's always areas for us to improve in, So Claudia, what do you think about that as far as relationships? Like,
well, I'm happy, and see, that's the point. I'm to the point where I am happy. I've learned that, I've done it. There's a lot of times I've been doing it for years and not understanding what it was. And when I came to that realization, once the children were out of the house, meaning, on their own, going to college or whatever, that's when I learned, okay, I am whole. I am happy with what I have. And like what you said, the only thing I say with with other people is they just enhance it. And I'm not seeking happiness from anyone else. When you say, and we want to say, the only thing I would be, what I'm seeking in, when you say companionship or whatever with other people, is maybe it's answers to some of the questions. You can talk to yourself. Yes, I can answer everything for myself that I'm asking, but also you seek validation from other people, meaning there are questions that you may need to ask or things like that, and just conversation with other people, because they may say something that may shed a light on something that they may give you that next puzzle piece that you're looking for.
Well, I think it's also people help us grow, right? Like we all help each other grow. When that's what we attract people in our life that help us grow.
Yeah, that's true. But because our happiness, we find it within. And that's something for us to continue. And that's what we're supposed to do every single day. And then when we talk about the, Bridget, you were talking about, meeting him, the man, and that's what I say, you're happy, and you be whole. And then what he does is he completes you. And what you do is you complete him. But you are whole separately. and therefore you enhance each other when you come together.
Well, let's go back to the complete, because I know I've come to a different understanding of when I use complete. Like I don't try to find, I don't want to have to complete anybody. I want them to come already
Well,
whole.
that's
I want to add to them.
whole. But enhancing, complete, when I say you're whole, he's
Mhm.
whole. When I say complete, when two come together, they become one. That's when I say the word.
So they're both complete in their own right, but
they're whole. They're whole.
Mhm.
I'm whole. He's whole. When we're together, we're complete. We're one.
Okay,
It's
we're
one.
one. Okay.
That's
Yeah,
what
because I want I want to because I know there's a lot of songs, you know what I'm saying, the things that we grew up with, especially women songs, is like, you know, I can't live without you, I can't breathe without you, I can't, you know, all these things. And, you know, and now we've gotten to a point, and I know that Bridget and Claudia, we're kind of like on the, we're like-minded in certain areas, right? So I think you understand what I'm saying is that we don't want to be depending on another person as though I can't breathe without you. We got to be careful.
No,
We have to be careful with the words and the
He's not-
songs that we sing, right?
Yep.
that's not what I'm looking for.
And that's
You know what
what, you know, and when you say that, and you know, and that's what Mary J. Blige, that's what she does now when she goes on tour.
Mhm.
She saw that with her marriage and everything. Her song was "You Are My Everything." That song.
Mhm. Yeah.
When she goes on tour, she says, "Do not make another person your everything." You
Mhm.
know, and she's learned it, and that's what she says. She said she's gonna have everything herself
Mhm.
before she tries to make, you know, someone else. You got to be your everything to yourself first.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I mean, and it's so true, and we do it.
Yeah, but we learn though. But that's the thing, we
Nurture.
learn.
We're females. We're
Yeah.
nurturing.
Yeah, and when we learn
that-
though, and then we learn, Claudia, right? We learn. We get to a point in our life like where we are right now, and we have learned, okay, that's not the way to become the best versions of ourselves or to live out our purpose in life. And so we learn something and then we do better, right? We learn something and we do better. So just like, you know, I know that I need to move, whether if it's running or just yoga or dancing or whatever, I know it's important for me to move. I have to do some type of movement, right? And you have to figure out what that is for you in order to stay healthy, because I want to be healthy so that I can continue to do the things that I want to do the rest of my life. And you need your health for that, right?
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
So this, so it seems like, okay, we talked a little bit about the relationships. What about relationship with, I noticed that during the holidays, it was very interesting how I noticed more people got coupled up right before the holidays.
Well, you know, when it gets cold, you know, they say it's cuddling.
With even the corona, it was like the corona wasn't going to
From if you look around what they say, you know, that has actually increased. I think I've heard it on the news or something. You know, I've tried not to watch the news, but I've heard it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit.
But that the what is it? The dating sites or whatever you want to call it, all of those people are connecting more on there. They're doing even more of that now.
Yeah, I tried that.
They said that they're doing more of it. So
like,
that's
look,
why
then that just means there's too many fish in the sea now. I might as well wait till it's slow.
Right?
Exactly.
They say it's I guess you want to say what is that one? Plenty of fish. I guess the fish are biting.
Yeah, too many fish. There's too many out there right now. I don't know. That's that dating thing. I tried that in the beginning. You know, the first lockdown when it first started. And it was interesting. I'm not gonna knock it, but it just wasn't. The thing that I've learned is that another lesson that I've learned throughout the coronavirus, even seeking some type of companionship or relationship is that what I've realized is that I've gotten to a point now where I'm okay. Like the right person will come when it's time for them to come. And I still have work to do. So once I'm ready, then I will attract the right person at the right time. So I would like to know about your laws. Like, I know we all believe in there's so many universal laws, but the most common one is the law of attraction. And a lot of people are more familiar with that one, but there's so many other laws, right? But with the laws of attraction, how do you feel do you feel as though during this coronavirus, you're stationary? I know, Claudia, you said you go out somewhat. Bridget may do some community service, but the limited amount of access and the things that we normally do, like, what is it that you have done to attract more good or more positivity, or, to stay healthy and everything in your life? Like, what is it that you did even in a lockdown situation?
For
Or limited?
Mine is connecting with nature,
Mhm.
as always. You
Mhm.
know, I go outside, and what I do, this is something that I continue to do. I do when I'm actually having to, when I'm driving to work. Depending on what's going, I do not listen to the radio, and that's not just because of COVID, but I do not listen to the radio. I have music, which is called Reiki music. And that is my morning meditation.
Mhm.
And depending on how the weather is outside, I will have my windows rolled down. And that way I can see, I use the sun rising, I use the lights flashing, I use the car lights in front of me, the car lights behind me. I use all of that to connect with nature.
Mhm.
And then in between,
Uh-oh, her
Oh,
iPad.
I think we lost her.
Oh, we
Maybe
just
she
lost her video. We just lost the video. Go ahead.
between my, okay, can you hear me now?
Yep, you're good.
In between my
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
she went out again.
in between my clients, what I do is I make sure as well I have time in between. And instead of just sitting at home for that hour or 2 hours, I usually may get something to eat or get a snack or something. And there I go again. I will, if it's nice and warm, I'll step foot on the ground. I'll do my yoga. I take a walk. I do something that I connect myself and within the earth, being outside, sitting in the sun, whatever, breathing.
Mhm.
That is that's what keeps me in that word I say harmony.
Mhm.
That keeps me in the morning, I get it. And then if I need it in between, I make sure I go out and get it. When I need it later on during the day, I make sure I go out and get it. And it's always for me, but that's filling up that cup.
Mhm.
And what I do is that overflow, I'm able to help those people that I am in service of, the people that I work with on a daily basis. So it's all about, for me, it's all about nature and earth. That's really my pot, and then drinking my cup of tea.
So
And that's the herbs.
yeah. So it sounds like, Claudia, that you're going into a topic I do want to talk about before we leave, is balance, right? So that's one of the ways to like keep yourself balanced throughout whatever the crisis is, even going into this new year, whatever comes, finding your balance. So yours is like the nature and your tea. And Bridget, what is it that you do to keep a balance?
Yeah, for me, it's connecting with nature, just like Claudia, as well, like Claudia's nature, because I never experienced nature because I was always in that go, right? And just during this COVID, when I really connected, like Claudia was saying, like really appreciate the animals and look at everything. Before, I don't think I ever looked up. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm starting to look at the birds, the trees, the sky, the sun. Whereas, I was so used to like just looking down. So,
Mm.
and nature is a big thing. It calms me. It gives
Mm.
me a sense of relaxation. So a lot of time right now, we're
Mhm.
isolated, we're cooped up, but we're not cooped up. You can still
Mhm.
get out.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah.
you know,
I think
and
that's important to say is because I must say I have two things that keeps me well, I'll say three things that keep me balanced that I try to do. One is nature. So is to get out, even if I just walk around my neighborhood because there's plenty of trees and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I'll walk around my neighborhood. But if I can get out to the park by water, that's like one of my things. Like that always makes me just feel peaceful and I feel so good afterwards.
Uh-huh.
The second thing I do is I would say definitely starting out the morning, like I was saying, how you start your day. And I believe all of us, we start out, Claudia was talking about her form of meditation, listening to Reiki music. I know I try to every morning is like just have a moment of quiet. Either I turn on a guided meditation or I do my own, or I just like breathe, but or listen to a motivational thing on YouTube. It's like I start my morning out trying to get my energy and my vibrations up to a higher level to be good. And that helps me deal with the rest of the day. And then my third and final one is definitely music. Like I'm everybody know, love to sing, anything like dealing with music. I'll find me an old school song. I might listen to some Earth, Wind and Fire, just say, play that and just listening to music. Uplifting music and inspiring music always like helps me stay balanced.
Right.
definitely, yeah.
And that's why I say what you just said, kind of what we were all saying is, like you just named those three different things, and Bridget and I, we were saying nature,
Mhm.
that the key to it, when we talk about with us, what we're talking to our women that are 50 and above, is to find out what makes you happy.
Mhm.
If it's singing, if it's dancing, if it's going out in nature, if it's journaling.
Yeah.
That's what when someone asks you what makes you happy, we can sit here and say, my children make me happy. Taking care of other people makes me happy.
Right.
When I complete something, it makes me happy. But guess what? The first thing that you should say on the top of that list should be yourself.
Yeah.
But that's where we fall short. So therefore, that list needs to be, like I said, what are the things that make you happy?
Mm-hmm.
Then you can take care of your kids. Then you can take care of all of that. But that's where women are lost.
Yeah,
Them happy, what truly, and it's okay to say, I don't know what makes me happy. Well, guess what?
Mhm.
Then that's when you need to go within and practice like we do anything else. We don't say practice makes perfect.
Try something.
Progress.
Mhm.
Progress on making you happy. Take a bubble bath sometimes.
Mhm.
Go into your closet and you can sit in your closet. You can, if you want to go away from everyone else, take 5 minutes. Like we said, do the meditation, listen to a motivational speaker. Make a vision board, do something for you. That's what you gotta do.
Bridget, did you have something to add?
Oh no, I'm agreeing with everything Claudia is saying.
Because I think that Bridget, you remember in our classes we talked about on that same note is nourishment, because a lot of people, it is difficult, Claudia, for them to think of like what makes them happy, because they never stop to even think about themselves.
They're like, huh? What?
Like you said, they start with my children, my husband, my church, my family. It's like no, we're talking about you. you, okay?
And I think it's because people believe that it's being selfish to take care of themselves. That's why people don't do it. People don't realize that selfish is necessary. You have to be selfish.
And that goes back to another key thing is perception. Like the word is it's the perception that you take. So we don't have to take on somebody else's perception of the word selfish. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Or what they said it means, like somebody that doesn't care about other people or whatever. It's like, it's our perception. So whatever, how you see things, what you see as making you happy, what you see as nourishment. That's what I was gonna say, because if you can't figure out what's make you happy, like what nourishes you? Like what makes, what feeds your soul? What brings a smile to your face? Like just start somewhere there. Is it
Could be a
uh,
camp.
a song, a favorite song? Just find one song or a picture. When you look at a picture on the wall, you go, oh, that makes whatever nourishes your soul, right? What nourishes you
Yeah.
as well. And I think that those are some key things. Did y'all want to share any other, before we go, did you want to share any other tips on how to stay balanced or how to self-care? Like how women should, some more ideas on how they can take care of themselves.
Buy themselves flowers. And then speak
Yes.
life into yourself. Affirmations, positive words. Say them, speak them, write them, become them.
Mhm.
And really just ask yourself, how do you want to feel? You know what I'm saying? Are you really happy with everything that you're in? And you have that choice to make those changes. And it might take a minute, but it's all about, I think that's the hardest part, is taking that first step and realize it's not about hurting somebody. It's
Yeah.
about hurting yourself if you don't take those bold action for
Yeah.
you.
Right. And really you're helping the other people, right? Because that's
Yeah.
another key thing, is that, we don't want to change to better ourselves sometimes, or say no, right? When
Or
we
afraid,
no, because they're afraid of how somebody else is going to respond, or they may lose that friendship, or they may lose that person, or their mother or father is going to be mad at them, or their kids are going to be mad at them. And that's what we want to encourage you, is that it's okay. You're helping them by being true to yourself. You're teaching them to be true to themselves and be who they are, and don't pretend to be something that you're not, right?
And to know that each and everyone, we are a priority. You know what I'm saying? So ask yourself, am I a priority? You are.
Mhm.
And take,
You
you
are
are number one before anybody else, before your children, your husband, your wife. You are
yes,
number one.
yes.
Take care of you before anybody else.
Yeah, well, we could go on and on till the break of
Yes,
you know?
exactly.
So I want to thank you all. It's about 10 after. Just one last thing, if you could just share like your Instagram account, Facebook, something like that, where people can at least just see what you're doing to take care of yourself, and any messages or things like that that you normally post. We're all on social media. So I'm going to start with Claudia. If you could just share your.
Okay, I'm going to share, and then I'm going to tell you too, Sherry, you can also add it if you want to, if there's somewhere I don't know if you're going to write a description, but I am Claudia.
Oh, yeah, let me put it, give me a second. Let me go to the chat
Yeah.
thing. 1 second. Let me see, where's my chat? Participants, okay. Give me 1 second. Dun, 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 dun. I don't see my chat window. I'm sorry, I don't see my chat window.
Yeah, you can add it. I believe you can add it after.
I think
after.
that's what I was thinking, you can add it. But
Yeah,
social media, Facebook, I'm Claudia Hines on Facebook. On Instagram, I am I am Queen Claudia _.
Yeah. And people can find me on, Facebook and, Instagram, email, and it's exactly how my name is spelled. So it's Bridget Laos at Facebook, Instagram, and email. So it's BRIGITTELAOS.
Yep, and mine is Sherry Queen She Burden. You can go Queen She Visions with an S, and that's on all social media platforms. So I think that's it. Thank you so much, ladies, for your time. I really appreciate your time. Your time is very valuable to me. I hope we do this again. We're gonna post this and see what happens.
Sounds good.
Thanks, everybody. Happy
Awesome.
New Year. Peace and
Happy New Year. Yes.
blessings.
Amazing. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.